Chapter 71 Immortal Territory Shakes, Neng pays attention. You are listening at novelfull.audio. A dazzling list emerged, extremely resplendent, brilliance flowing, and a sense of chaos pervading the world. Tian's small body is like a weak ant before the list of eternal physical bodies, but in the face of this extremely huge list with a display of divine power, Tian has no fear in his heart, and it is normal, he said calmly in his heart. Hey, why bother? Isn't it just awakening a physical body? This can lead to the list of the eternal body. Tian was a little tangled in his heart, whether he should challenge or not. Now that they have all been summoned, if they do not challenge the eternal body ranking, I'm afraid I can't explain to my family. What's more, there are so many immortal forces coming to watch the battle. If you don't argue, your father will be criticized by the outside world. Although Tian wanted to lie flat, he still knew how to measure in front of big right and wrong. It's just that he doesn't know what ranking he can reach with the blessing of the chaotic body and the blood of the chaotic god, coupled with the increase in the physical body of the phoenix bracer. Tian opened his big eyes, shining brightly like stars, and continued to look up. Onesty Place, Vulcan Clan, Little Fire King, 11. Gene. Number 90 Name, Taiku Dragon Clan, Long Beachy, 11 Gene. Name, Qinglian Family, Qinglian Prince, 13 Caddies. The more he looked up, the more boring Tian seemed to be. The dignified name is only 13 Caddies. If it is only at this level, then he is likely to set off another monstrous wave if he enters the list today. After all, when he was 3 years old, he had the supernatural power to wave at 10,000 Caddies. After the physical body was tempered, the potential of the immortal bone was stimulated, and the strength of the physical body reached, Caddies per punch. After merging the Desheng Chaos body and Chaos Divine blood, it is conservatively estimated that it can have 15 Caddies of physical power. Without using the Phoenix bracers and many whole cards, Tian can crush the top, strongly. If the Phoenix bracer is used, it will gain 15 times the physical strength. Then he will have a punch of more than 200 million Caddies of divine power. Tian looked directly at the top 10 on the list, but found that the top 10 seemed to be obscured and could not be seen through. It seems that only when they challenge the top 10 will their identity, strength and other information be revealed. Tian fell into silence, and it was just like this, which more and more affected the minds of countless people. Junlin and Liuli watched indifferently, but deep in their eyes, there was still anticipation. They are parents, so naturally they will not force Tian to challenge the eternal body list, but I also hope that my child can leave a name on the eternal body list and make a great name. In this way, they are also clear enough about how the chaos divine blood will help Tian. But what they don't know is that Tian at this time has fused the Desheng chaos body with real combat power. Even a 10-year-old Tianjiao child will only be abused if he comes here. Huang Ruoshi and Su Qinglian, the two women had gentle eyes and were full of confidence in the young master. The holy son of the North Pole and the young master Xuanhuan knew Tian's strength in their hearts, and wanting to be named on the eternal body list was just a matter of raising their hands. I was just thinking about how unfathomable and evil children like Tian can get on the list of eternal bodies. But, the top, is expected. While others were guessing what kind of ranking Tian could rank in, Tian was thinking whether he should become a blockbuster and break into the top 10. Then make it to the list. With so many immortal forces coming to watch the ceremony, it is impossible to dishonor my father's reputation. What's more, after reaching the rankings, there will be fewer people who want to inquire about one's own strength, and a lot of trouble will be avoided. Tian thought so and made up his mind. Today, whether it is for himself or for the reputation of the Huangui family, he had to make it to the list of the eternal physical body. Immediately, under the attention of everyone, Tian slowly stretched out his immature little hand and placed it on the corner of the eternal body list. In an instant, the brilliance flowed, the law overflowed, Ruatia rose. And there was a reaction, in the eyes of everyone, on the list of the eternal physical body. The lines are sacred, the golden light is shining, magnificent and eye-catching, slowly compiled into words. Challenger, Huangui family, Tian. Little brother is going to challenge the list. When I was 1 year old, I had 500 Caddies of divine power. Now I am 3 years old, and my cultivation is at the peak of Qi and blood. Plus it has just integrated the chaos divine blood given by the God Emperor, TSK, this is a good show. Yi Linglong clicked her tongue in amazement, a smile appeared on her beautiful face, and she looked forward to it. After all, Yi Tian was also considered to be brought up by her alone. The milk he drank when he was a child was all checked by himself. Recalling the softness of little Yi Tian, Yi Linglong just misses it, wishing she could continue to hug and sleep. At this moment, Yi Linglong had already decided that when the matter was over, she would tell the head of the family and the mistress. She wants to take Yi Tian to her bed and have a good time playing with it. Thinking of this, Yi Linglong couldn't help but let out a strange laugh. Jie jie jie. Yi Jianshan and Yi Dan had ulterior motives, and wanted to wait until the rankings were over, continue to grab Yi Tian, and learn the way from themselves. Alchemy, this time it is agreed, and when the ranking is over, no one will bother the young master. TCH, you think everyone is you, and you think about abducting the young master all day long, so I don't care. In fact, he thought in his heart, why don't you grab such a good seedling? I really think I have a problem with my brain. Poor Yi Tian didn't even know that he was being targeted by these good brothers and sisters again. The major immortal forces who came to watch the ceremony also quickly spread the news. Yi Tian, the son of the god emperor of the Wangyi family, used his mortal body to summon the eternal body. Get ready to hit the charts. I just don't know if I can keep my name on the eternal body list, or even rank in the forefront. Through the sound transmission stone, even if it is tens of thousands of miles away, it can be quickly learned. The Arctic Holy Land, Yuheng Holy Land, Zulong Nest, and Yaoguang Holy Land have also received news. Humph. A mere mortal body can do this to such an extent. It seems that Yi Junlin has put a lot of thought into it. Inside the ancestral dragon's lair, a powerful man let out a cold snort, thinking that Yi Tian's physical strength must be due to Yi Junlin's intervention, otherwise. It is a joke that a mere mortal body can summon the list of eternal physical bodies. Even a child with a super physique may not be able to achieve this level. The other elders of Zulong Nest naturally thought so too, but they have nothing to do. It can only show that Yi Junlin has means. You can't go to Wan Guye's house to stop Yi Tian from making the list at the risk of the world's disgrace. That's asking for your own death. It's better to summon the son of the god emperor with a mortal body to the eternal body list, and spread the news that he is going to make the list. The major immortal forces, the super holy land, will naturally pay attention. Not to mention, this situation is also the last thing those forces outside the territory want to see. Since we have nothing to do, there are naturally people who will worry about us, ha ha ha. Chapter 72 One Big Pocket. You are listening at novelfull.audio. What? The son of the god emperor of the Yi family of the ancients can summon the list of the eternal physical body when the physical body is awakened. How is this possible? Abyss Daoyu, in the dark Lus, this place seems to be eroded by darkness, covered by fog. Even the blazing sun's holy light cannot penetrate this place, and the endless darkness is the main theme. There is a palace that stands proud of the world. The whole body is made of dark iron. It is extremely dark and exudes a cold and dark atmosphere. A roar resounded between the heaven and the earth, all beings trembled, terrified, and chills rose, and above the palace, a middle-aged man in a black robe, with an unhappy expression and cold eyes, wearing a large black robe, looks like a ghost. The spies below trembled and knelt down, fearing that if they said something wrong, they would be killed here. The little one dare not deceive the king. Hey, I am an ancient nether country, and I was suppressed by the Wangui family to this barren land. Now the golden age has come, all the saints are fighting for hegemony, and all the heroes are rising together. I wanted to take this opportunity to take advantage of the trend and get rid of the suppression of the Wangui family. But I never thought, the Wangui family is really getting stronger and stronger from generation to generation, and their luck has almost reached the peak of the 10,000 realms. The middle-aged man in black robe gave a miserable laugh, as if he sensed the injustice of this world. Sighing, he sat back on his throne and fell into deep anxiety, and a mang-robed minister below suddenly said, Your Majesty, the son of the Yi family god emperor is still young, only 3 years old. It's better. I'll start early. Speaking of this, the minister wiped his neck, and murderous intent flashed in his eyes. Bastard, Are you trying to bring my ancient nether kingdom to a place of eternal doom? The Lord of the Nether roared loudly like a ferocious beast, the sound waves shook the sky, and the void split open. The minister was shocked and backed up again and again, kneeling on his knees. He, the Lord of the Nether Kingdom, really hated the Xuanhuan family, but that doesn't mean he's an idiot. Isn't the bloody lesson from the bloody restricted area and the three immortal forces not profound enough? What a powerful immortal force in the past, dared to attack the son of the god emperor, but now the grass on the grave is 3 feet high. He didn't want the ancient Nether Kingdom to be ruined in his hands, but you must not be indifferent. Go and send a congratulatory gift to the Xuanhuan family, and try the attitude of the Xuanhuan family. Also, there is also a current Tianjiao in my ancient Nether Kingdom, who ranks not low on the list of eternal physical bodies. Go and find out whether the son of the Yi family's god emperor can surpass the current arrogance of my ancient Nether Kingdom. This kind of thing happened in the eternal immortal realm. Among the many immortal forces in the 3000 Dao realm, some of the world's arrogances scoffed at them and disdained them very much, thinking that summoning a list of eternal physical bodies was nothing more than a real skill if they had to be on the list and even be at the top of the list. Among them, there is no shortage of Tianjiao who rank in the top. On the eternal body list, Yi Tian, the son of the god emperor, was able to summon the eternal body list, which is nothing special. What's more, it's just a mortal body. If it wasn't for Yi Junlin's help, it's hard to say whether he would have such aptitude. A mere mortal body can't make any waves, but there are also immortal forces who attach great importance to their influence and deterrent power in the Xuanhuan family. What's more, after hearing that the drop of chaos blood was fused with the son of the god emperor, I was extremely curious. Also prepare a big gift and go to Xuanhuan's house to observe. He even brought his own young Tianjiao with him, wanting to take this opportunity to make friends with Yi Tian, a mortal body. There is indeed nothing that interests them. But behind this mortal body is the eternal Yi family standing on the top of the heavens and worlds. In Xuanhuan's house, on the square, Yi Tian's little face was extremely dignified, and he also became serious when facing the list of eternal physical bodies. He was completely different from the little devil king in the usual world. At this moment, Yi Tian, although he is a 3-year-old boy, has an invincible look in his eyes, looking all over the world. After all, I can't lose face to the Xuanhuan family. Start the challenge, Yi Tian said in a childish voice, and waved his fleshy little hand. The eternal body list seemed to respond, shining brightly, and the power of law emerged. In a short period of time, the extremely wild power of the avenue condensed into a figure. Between illusion and reality, it is more like a clone. This is the imprint of martial arts manifested according to the corresponding ranking of the eternal body list. Their realms are all at the peak of Qi and blood realm. No different from Yi Tian today, but the strength of the physical body depends on its ability. Many Yi family children and Yi family elders are very concerned. This can be regarded as the first experience of my young master. In their hearts, they not only want to let their young master get a higher ranking, but also want to make their young master suffer. After all, this little devil king is used to being lazy in his family, and his physique is not considered superior. If he can suffer a little, he may be able to strengthen his heart and stop being so mischievous. 9999th place, Yuan Ghost Clan, Ghost Spirit, 3000 caddies. That a voice sounded, emanating from the list of eternal physical bodies. It was incomparably vast, and the sound was like a torrent of bells. Yi Tian looked at the phantom in front of him. There was a ghostly aura around him. His pupils were dull. It was just a mark, and he didn't care. This ghost has a strength of 3000 caddies, and some young talents with physique may not be able to match it. If you defeat this ghost spirit, you will be able to leave your name on the eternal body list. Even if you are the last one, your name will last forever. The young master has fused the blood of Chaos God, and defeating a mere ghost should not be a problem. After seeing his young master and the ghost looking at each other, there was a heated discussion on the square. This is Yi Tian's first battle. Even Yi Junlin didn't blink his eyes, staring at him with great attention. On the square, after seeing Yi Tian, the ghost rushed forward, clenching his fists tightly. He could faintly hear the roar of dragons and tigers. 3000 caddies of divine power can be seen at a glance. Without the slightest hold back, all burst out. Yi Tian's star-like eyes flashed with divine light, and he slowly raised his right arm. As if he was wrapped in a powerful force, he could knock everything away. and swung his palm forward. Ghost Ling didn't dodge, and chose to bear the palm. Boom! With a roar, smoke rose in all directions. This big force bombarded the ghost's body solidly, smashing it into pieces, turning it into powder, and dissipating between the heaven and the earth. Ha! My casual slap has such powerful power. Yi Tian looked at his right hand in disbelief. The blow just now didn't even use his cultivation, it was just a pure physical fight. Unexpectedly, this ghost with physical strength of Gene was so weak that he couldn't even handle a big blow from him. If the real ghost was here, he would definitely be furious and scold Yi Tian. Is that because he is weak? 3,000 caddies can be regarded as the pride of heaven. In the end, he was slapped away with a slap. It was obvious that this kid Yi Tian was too evil, too heaven-defying. Seeing this scene, even the immortal forces who came to watch the ceremony were stunned. The old man read it right. You won with a big push. Chapter 73 Sweeping the Tianjiao with one punch. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Seeing this scene, everyone showed incredible expressions. They didn't dare to imagine what they saw. The son of the god emperor was just in traditional Chinese. Even though it was fused with the chaos god physique, it could compete with some super physiques, but it was not a super physique after all. How could it be so outrageous? With a big push, the ghost with 3,000 caddies of supernatural power was scattered. Even Yi Linglong, Yi Jianshan and the others, who had already made psychological preparations, couldn't help being amazed. Could it be that they are old? Or the current Tianjiao children are so against the sky? They thought that their young master would definitely be on the list and spell out a ranking, but he didn't expect that his young master would scatter the ghost imprints of the Yuan ghost clan with a big blow, and they were directly annihilated into nothingness. Son of the god emperor, so terrifying. Some immortal forces who had just arrived outside the Yi family's mountain gate originally wanted to bring a big gift and enter the Wandi Yi family to pay homage first. Unexpectedly, I saw Yi Tian slap the ghost's body mark with a slap. I was terrified in my heart, and made up my mind to face such arrogance. In the future, we can only make good friends, and we must not offend them. Otherwise the consequences will be unpredictable. Just when everyone had different expressions and thoughts in their hearts, Yi Tian moved, waving his right hand. His teeth were crisp, and he seemed to be puzzled and said, "Are all the Tianjiao who are recorded on the eternal body list so weak? This ghost, how could it be so vulnerable?" Hearing this, even the holy son of the North Pole, the young master of Xuanhuan, the holy son of Yuheng and others resisted the urge to vomit blood. Although they are 3 or 4 years older than Yi Tian, they still belong to the same age category, but if they are allowed to be so vertical and horizontal on the eternal body list, they are far from reaching Yi Tian's level. Doesn't it mean they are still a big deal in front of Yi Tian? This point, the son of the North Pole has a deep understanding. I don't want to experience it for the second time in my life, that deep sense of powerlessness, as if facing an ancient god, unable to resist. Physical list, the Tianjiao at the bottom of this list is so weak. When and what month will you be able to reach the top of the list? Yi Tian said helplessly, spreading his hands. His small body looked extremely cute, but at this moment, no one dared to underestimate this 3-year-old child. They all regard it as a humanoid beast, and absolutely dare not be careless. Even Yi Junlin couldn't help sighing when he saw this situation. Their lineage is really better than blue. Yi Junlin also challenged the eternal body ranking when he was 3 years old. Make your name on the leaderboards, even top the ranks. Among the top 10, countless ancient arrogances have been suppressed, making them unable to hold their heads up. Unexpectedly, his son was more cruel than himself. Immortal physique is even more fierce than his absolute beginning immortal king physique, but I didn't think too much about it. I just thought it was the effect of chaos divine blood, which was activated at this time. As everyone knows, the current Yi Tian has merged with the Desheng chaos body, and he is accompanied by chaos divine power in every gesture, and the chaos origin is contained in his body, which coincides with the original breath of all things, and he is invincible innately. As for the physical body, one punch is enough to face the ancient beasts such as the real dragon and unicorn. After a long time, the eternal body list responded, and a powerful voice sounded. Tianjiao Yi Tian has the talent to defy the sky. You can challenge 100 people. If one person can sweep away 100 heaven's chosen ones, then he will be granted privileges, and he can step up the challenge and choose his opponent. Hearing this, Yi Linglong's first reaction was to warn Yi Tian, it's too difficult for one person to monopolize the 100 arrogance. Who can leave a mark on the eternal body list, which one is not a well-known Tianjiao, who has his own legend, is invincible, and his peers rule the roost, even if this is the top, talents at the bottom of the ranking, it still cannot be ignored. Yi Linglong frowned slightly, bit her lip, and took a step forward. Just as she was about to admonish her, Yi Jianshan stretched out his right arm and stopped her. This is the young master's own path, let him go. The Tianjiao who grew up in the honey jar is not the real Tianjiao. Yi Jianshan is a master of swordsmanship killed from a mountain of corpses and a sea of blood, so he naturally understands that if Yi Tian wants to truly grow, he must have combat experience. This is the path he must take, and no one can replace it. I choose to challenge, Yi Tian said in a childish voice, although there has been a lot of growth, but after all, he is only a 3-year-old child, still immature, still young, with fair and soft skin. When the voice fell, Yi Tian's figure disappeared and entered a mysterious space. Apparently, on the square of Wang Guye's family, he couldn't use his hands and feet. The everlasting flesh list pulled Yi Tian into the exclusive battle space, and above the sky of Wang Guye's family, a bright sky curtain spread out, extremely bright, reflecting people's hearts. Everyone can see it, and this scene was also projected to all walks of life, and even the chaos outside the territory was faintly visible. In the battle of the eternal body list, Yi Tian will be completely famous in the eternal immortal realm, and will emerge to participate in the great world hegemony. In the battle space, Yi Tian slowly opened his eyes, the stars flowed, and the streamers flickered, as if he was under a starry sky, which was extremely beautiful. Yi Tian didn't care to appreciate it, and silently clenched his fists. In the void ahead, countless figures slowly emerged, without exception, they are all the top, arrogances at the bottom of the eternal body ranking. Summoned by the eternal flesh list to fight with him, if the challenge is successful, you can choose to fight across levels and challenge the top-ranked Tianjiao. If it fails, it will withdraw from the eternal body ranking, stopping at 99. One after another voices emerged, exuding a powerful force either with tall horns, or wearing scale armor. They are colorful and have myriad visions. Without exception, they are all extremely tyrannical Tianjiao, sweeping one side and dominating all walks of life. In the past, the present and the future, the records of the physical body have been continuously broken. And they have been recorded by the eternal physical body list. Seeing this scene, many disciples of the Yi family and other Tianjiao children of the immortal forces were all shocked. Even if they are arrogant, possess super physique, and have a strong cultivation base, but with the strength of one person, he can face hundreds of enemies at the same time. This is not something Tianjiao can do. If Yi Tian can succeed, and with a mortal body, he is simply a perverted evildoer. From now on, who dares to despise? What about mortal bodies? One person can still suppress hundreds of Tianjiao. In the battle space, after seeing Yi Tian, hundreds of Tianjiao were like hungry wolves seeing a lamb. Swords danced, divine light filled the sky, runes were damaged, and countless attacks rushed forward like a rain of sparks and arrows. It can be said, if it is the holy son of the North Pole, the holy son of Yuheng, or even the holy son of Yaoguang, faced with such an attack, they will be helpless and regret losing. Who is Yi Tian, son of the god emperor? The whole body shone like stars, like a dazzling sun, surrounded by divine light. A powerful coercion swept out, as if everything was about to be crushed. With a simple single punch, what you are fighting is the strongest physical strength. Like a dragon, unrivaled, entering the realm of invincibility, in just a short moment, dozens of Tianjiao's physical bodies could not withstand such a powerful offensive, and their imprints were shattered and dissipated into nothingness. Oh, it's not over yet. Chapter 74. Today, I want to kill the list. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Yi Tian's eyes were as bright as stars, simple and simple. Another palm is pushed out horizontally, like the stars are collapsing and the laws are being destroyed. The mighty power, like raging waves, swept through the void, and the entire space was shaking. In an instant, the imprints of the dozens of Tianjiao left in front of them were shattered and turned into particles. this is Yi Tian's strength. One person can crush hundreds of Tianjiao. Cut, is it only to this extent? Isn't the moisture in your eternal body list a bit too much? In the battle space, Yi Tian spread his palms and said calmly, his expression was so relaxed, he didn't care. This scene almost made the Tianjiao from the outside world vomit blood. At the same time, they also doubted the veracity of the previous rumors. What is this mortal body? Even with the blessing of chaos divine blood, it can't be so outrageous. From ancient times to the present, I haven't seen any mortal who has the ability to suppress hundreds of arrogances by one person. It seems. Even the eternal body list didn't respond. Silent for a long time, is it his water content? The Tianjiao who can be selected by him must firstly have physical potential, and secondly, be able to show extraordinary physical strength to be on the list. Now it fell into the mouth of this little hairy boy, and it became a proper amount of water, gone. Don't give you any flair. Look, do you think my eternal body list is here to make soy sauce? Congratulations to Yi Tian for successfully challenging the challenge. Choose a cross-level challenge. Please select the challenge object. A voice resounded in the battle space, extremely powerful, shaking the void, and full of confidence. Everyone outside is also looking forward to it, and those Yi family children and Yi family elders are paying close attention to this. Never expected that their young master is so powerful, he is simply an ancient beast. Who would dare to look down on mortal body in the future? Mortal body, blow up hundreds of Tianjiao in minutes. Even the elders of ancestral dragon nest and Long Xiaotian, who was physically strong, all became solemn. A mortal body, even with the blessing of chaos divine blood, shouldn't be so strong. It is definitely Yi Junlin, and there are backers who have prepared good things for his son. Long Xiaotian gritted his teeth and said, he was extremely arrogant before and completely looked down on this mere mortal body. What's more, with the blood of the Dragon King and the innate keel in his body, he naturally has this qualification, but after seeing that Yi Tian could overwhelm hundreds of Tianjiao, he was not calm anymore. He can also crush hundreds of Tianjiao, but it is absolutely impossible to be so easy. But the heart is still consoling myself, he is number 15 in the list of eternal physical body, with a wave of one arm, 15 caddies of divine power surges, he dominates the world, across the past and the present. Who dares to compete? No matter how strong Yi Tian is, it is impossible to reach his own level. But there was an ominous premonition in his heart. Everyone also focused their attention on Yi Tian again. This 3-year-old child who has repeatedly created miracles will choose what ranking Tianjiao to challenge. If the challenge is successful, it will directly replace its ranking, otherwise, it will withdraw from the eternal body list, and in front of Yi Tian's eyes, a light curtain shines out for him to choose. Everyone also hurriedly focused their attention, wanting to see what kind of ranking the eternal body list provided for him. After all, with Yi Tian's strength now displayed, some of the arrogants at the bottom of the ranking may be helpless, and there is nothing they can do about it. Only those arrogances who rank in the top, can suppress it. However, a scene that stunned everyone appeared. Above that light curtain was the top, Tianjiao, that is to say, if Yi Tian wants to choose a cross-level challenge, he has to directly face the top, Peerless geniuses. Throughout the ages, in the long river of time, in the infinite timeline, physical strength can rank among the top 200, Yi Tian will face these monsters. If it is the other arrogance of the world, I am afraid that they will accept it as soon as they are good, and dare not challenge. Who dares to claim that they can compete with these monsters? If the list of the eternal physical body is conscious, I am afraid it will not be able to help but laugh. Let you kids say that my list is watery, directly arrange the difficulty of hell, and see how you deal with it. Yi Tian's eyes lit up, and he shook his chubby little hands, feeling more and more interesting. This eternal body list is still a small-minded one. Didn't I just say casually, is there water in his list? This guy even put on small shoes. You narrow-minded list. If you want to play, then I will play with you. Yi Tian grumbled, his eyes scanned the light curtain, and began to choose the challenge object. A moment later, with a flash of light in his eyes, he clicked on one. Seeing this, everyone's pupils widened, feeling incredible. This one is the little fire king from the Vulcan clan. His physical strength has reached 1 gene, which is far more than that of the super genius, and he is very famous. Coupled with the innate fire magic of the Vulcan clan, it is blessed on the physical body, as if he is a natural emperor of fire, bathed in a sea of fire. No one can beat him. It would be unwise to choose such an opponent. Even Long Xiaotian shook his head, thinking with disdain in his heart. What about natural power? It turned out to be just an idiot. Little Fire King has a body weight of 11 gene. Although he is far ahead of him, he will not underestimate him. It is clear that you can choose the 200 at the end of the ranking to challenge, but you directly choose the Little Fire King who ranks first. Heh. Hey, young master is confused. It should be done step by step. If you are so eager for quick success and so ambitious, you are destined to not go far. Some elders from various halls of the Yi family whispered to each other, their faces flushed, a little displeased, obviously dissatisfied with Yi Tian's actions. If you start the challenge from the top, and progress step by step, you will be able to better understand your own background, understand your rank, and win a stable ranking. If the challenge to Little Fire King fails, all previous efforts will be in vain. Yi Jianshan, Yi Dan and others watched quietly. They believed that Yi Tian had his own plan for making such a choice, but what happened next would be far beyond their imagination. Yi Tian kept scanning the light curtain in front of him, and then clicked on the Little Fire King of the Vulcan clan, which ranked first on the ranking list, and continued to slide forward. Quickly found Long Bichi of the number 90 Taiku Dragon clan. As if it was not enough, I continued to choose Tianjiao, who ranked number 80, number 70, and number 60. In this way, Yi Tian will challenge the number 1, number 90, number 80, number 70, number 60 and other 5 talents at the same time. It's just outrageous. I can't even imagine it. It's not over yet. Yi Tian's eyes were flat, and he chose the Qinglian prince who was ranked first. Then he paused for a while facing the light curtain, passing number 40 and number 30, then he chose number 15 of the immemorial dragon clan Tianjiao, that is, Long Xiaotian with the innate keel bone and the blood of the Dragon King. Crazy. Long Xiaotian, who was in the outside world, saw this scene, his eyes cracked and he burst into anger. The domineering and powerful aura was revealed, which was extremely terrifying. If Yi Tian wants to compete with number 15 in the eternal body ranking, that's all. Win or lose, each depends on its ability. But what he didn't expect was that Yi Tian chose 7 Tianjiao at the same time. Okay, you'll pay for your arrogance. Chapter 75 Push the 7 Peerless Talents. You are listening at novelfull.audio. There was a chill in Long Xiaotian's eyes. He was not the weak ones before. With the blessing of the Dragon King's bloodline, from the very beginning, his physical strength far surpassed that of Tianjiao, a child of the same clan. The cub of a real dragon has the strength of 108,000 caddies. It is extremely powerful and can shake mountains and smash mountains. No one can compare. Among the great evils in the heavens, their true dragon clan is truly number 1, and they have never been displaced from ancient times to the future. It is also among the top 10 taboo beasts in ancient times. Just him alone is enough to crush Yi Tian, a 3-year-old boy. I didn't expect that this kid really didn't know the heights of the sky and the earth, thinking that he had defeated hundreds of trash, so he wanted to reach the sky in one step. Sure enough, apart from Long Xiaotian's pride, there were other Tianjiao children of immortal forces who secretly taunted him. A mere mortal body, yet so impetuous, will only be a dry bone on the road of Tianjiao in the future. TCH, I'm just looking for my own death. The ending can be imagined. Throughout the ages, we can constantly break through the limits of the physical body, and rank in the forefront of the list of the eternal physical body. Everyone is the best in the world, unique in the world, and forges the name of invincibility in their own era. The son of the God Emperor, after all, he is still too big, and he doesn't know the heights of the sky and the depths of the earth. Do you really think that the top-ranked talents are on the same level as those at the end? And outside the gate of the Wangyi family, there are many immortal forces and top forces coming, or a certain holy place, super family, and so on. They came here for nothing more than 2 purposes. One is to bring a big gift and take this opportunity to curry favor with the Wangyi family, hoping to receive blessings. Second, by the order of my patriarch, I will witness Yi Tian Chongbang with my own eyes, find out his details, learn more about it, and be able to prepare for it in the future, but I didn't expect to witness such an explosive scene, the son of the God Emperor, killing all directions on the eternal body list. With the strength of one person, he can crush hundreds of Tianjiao. A true interpretation of what is the pride of heaven, a 3-year-old boy, with one enemy against 100, with unparalleled demeanor, looking down upon the world. Originally, I was looking forward to witnessing the son of the God Emperor continue to make the list and create miracles. I never thought that this brat could not even run steadily, so I thought about taking off. At the same time, they faced 7 top-ranked Peerless talents, not to mention Long Xiao Tian who was here himself. This little ancestor really didn't give others face. No, it is also forcing myself to die. If the battle is defeated, it is inevitable that the Xuanhuan family will lose. Face in front of Xuanhuan. If he wins, it will be the kind that slaps Long Xiao Tian in the face naked, without leaving any sympathy. Although everyone said in their hearts, Yi Tian had no hope and was bound to lose, but his eyes did not drop. He stared straight at the light curtain that manifested above the sky, to witness Yi Tian, with a mortal body, powerfully confront the 7 peerless geniuses. Sure enough, after Yi Tian confirmed the challenge, there was no nonsense in the eternal body list. The starry sky is bright and radiant, exuding unparalleled divine brilliance, illuminating this battle space. At the same time, the powerful and turbulent energy slowly gathered in the void, and the runes circulated, obscure and difficult to understand, as if they were giving birth to a peerless beast, with terrifying power. Yi Tian was serious, and he knew what he was doing, but challenging one after another was too much of a waste of time. Instead of this, why not take the initiative to attack, sweep the list, and trample all these so-called arrogances under their feet? In front of Yi Tian, terrifying energy gathered, and 7 figures emerged. They are all surrounded by divine rings, emitting holy light and sprinkling divine splendor, like gods. There was a figure wrapped in flames all over his body. His eyebrows seemed to be dancing flames, extremely hot and terrifying. Like a flaming beast, it chooses to devour people and burns the heavens. Yi Tian recognized it at a glance. This is the little fire king who ranked first, the real king of fire, in their Vulcan clan, has a great reputation, invincible and invincible, possessing the Vulcan physique, coupled with the mystical fire technique. In his own era, he suppressed all directions and swept across the 4 fields, and no one dared to underestimate him. In the blink of an eye, Yi Tian saw another figure. It was a heroic woman, wearing armor, but her figure was still impressive. Even the armor can't cover that proud figure. The chest is full, it seems that it can't be restrained. The jade legs are slender, white and flawless, just like beautiful jade. What is even more eye-catching is that there are 2 dragon horns protruding from the forehead, which seem to be made of agate gemstones, which are extremely crystal clear, showing the supreme racial identity of the ancient dragon clan. This is Long Bichi of the primordial dragon clan, ranked number 90 on the list of eternal physical bodies, possessing a physical power of 11 gene. Although she is a daughter, she is not inferior to a man of the dragon clan in the slightest. There are also the majestic, incomparably stalwart, Qinglian prince and others in golden armor. Among the 7 arrogances, the one with the most deterrent and oppressive power is the physical imprint that can be formed at the end, transformed out, also wearing a suit of armor, with a stern face, a cold light, knotted muscles, and a body like divine gold. On the forehead, there are also dragon horns poking out, more like a war halberd Fang Tian. Even if they are far apart, they can feel the murderous aura oncoming. Ow! A sound of dragon chant resounded through the sky, echoing between the heaven and the earth, like a sentence from the gods, which made people feel powerless and didn't want to face it. In the outside world, the Yi family's children, many elders, and guests from immortal forces came to watch the ceremony. At this moment, they all shifted their gazes to the direction of the visitors from the ancestral dragon nest. Obviously, they also discovered that number 15 on the list of eternal physical bodies is the dragon son of the ancestral dragon nest, that is, the very famous Long Xiao Tian. It's just, by chance, Yi Tian, a 3-year-old boy, will meet this evil god. As peerless geniuses, the outcome should be unpredictable, not to mention that both of them are leaders in the physical field. But Yi Tian lost because he underestimated the enemy, overestimated, despised everything, and was eager for quick success. At the same time, he fought against the top 7 peerless geniuses. including Long Bichi and Long Xiaotian, young geniuses of the ancient dragon clan. If this battle is won, even if it is the 10th or 9th, it will not be a concern. Yi Tian's eyes twinkled like stars, and he raised his right hand lightly, with overwhelming force, hard to resist, and seemed to be able to shatter everything. Facing the little fire king who was closest to him, he didn't hold back at all. Even if he came, Yi Tian didn't care, let alone just a physical imprint. Today's Yi Tian only wants to finish work early and go back to the big soft bed to have a good rest. Little Fire King's fists transported monstrous flames, burning the space and melting everything. Yi Tian clenched his fist with his right hand, his arm was shining, as if no one was in the land. He wanted to kill to his heart's content. With a light punch, Little Fire King's physical imprint couldn't bear it, and began to shatter, gradually dissipating into nothingness, plain and flat, one punch and one push. No need to say much, however. Long Bichi made a move, the mighty Long Yuan exploded, extremely overbearing, and came to attack and kill Yi Tian. Chapter 76. No one can be a humanoid monster. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Long Bichi is the peerless arrogance of the ancient dragon clan. His physical strength is so terrifying that he can tear apart fierce beasts of the same realm. With his physical body, it is easy to fight across levels. The physical body is as hard as iron. With the power of a punch, even the void is shaking. It is extremely frightening, too terrifying. However, Yi Tian's face was relaxed, and he didn't take it seriously. Even the so-called dragon clan's physical body is the strongest in the heavens. Such words. Yi Tian was also extremely disdainful and didn't take it seriously, thinking back to the ancient times, the chaotic ancient times, and the human race. That is the real power of the heavens. Even the primordial dragon clan, Qinglian clan, Xuanhuan clan and other great ancient fierce beasts must bow their heads to them, not daring to be arrogant. Back then, the human race could laugh proudly in the heavens and be invincible just by relying on their physical bodies. Not to mention that the human race is a true spiritual species that gathers the aura of heaven and earth and was born for Taoism. I vaguely remember that in that distant era, there was no such thing as a super physique. Every human monk is a mortal body, also called a human body. It's a pity. With the changes of the years and the passage of time, it has experienced an unknown dark catastrophe. The human race has declined, and the interior has also fallen apart, but at the critical moment, the Xuanhuan family still raised the banner of the human race, dominating the heavens, and resisting the darkness without comparison. In the past, the preacher of the Xuanhuan family said, "Those who wish to save the sky, leave." Yi Tian shook his head. This period of history is too far away to be verified by himself, but it is precisely because of this that he, Yi Tian, looks down on these heavenly and myriad races from the bottom of his heart. How can he compare with the real spirit race? Under the starlight, Yi Tian waved his little hand. His fleshly body was as terrifying as a prison. On the chest, there is a bone exuding a sacred breath. The rhyme exudes, the laws are intertwined, and the dense runes gather. It seems to contain a great mystery, enough to sweep the heavens and dominate the world. The infinite power of qi and blood erupted, and a qi and blood dragon was vaguely formed, and the starry sky was about to be torn apart. Seeing this scene, everyone outside was dumbfounded, their eyes were cracked, and a chill rose in their hearts. Is this really a 3-year-old child? Let's not talk about how big he is, he's just a mortal. Is this going against the sky? It completely violates the secular theorem of practice. Some elders of the immortal force stood up in shock, their pupils trembling. What they came here for, they just came to eat melons and watch a show, but I didn't expect to encounter an unforgettable scene in this life. After such a thing happened, it would take at least 2.5 years after returning to the family. Little master, that's really scary. Huang Ruoshi said in amazement. The little master is only 3 years old now, and he has reached such a level. In the same realm, let alone compete with him. Even those super geniuses with super physiques may not be able to withstand a slap. Su Qinglian was originally full of confidence in her little master, but at this moment she couldn't help being amazed. I asked you to leave your name on the list, but you actually went to kill the list. That she thought it would be good for her little master to rank among the top. After all, she is a mortal body, and even with the blood of Chaos God, She can't catch up with those peerless arrogance, never thought about it, people are unequivocal, and even disdain to challenge one by one. In the past, hundreds of Tianjiao were pushed horizontally, but now with the strength of one person, they are not inferior to the 7 peerless Tianjiao. I'm afraid that Lord God Emperor didn't have such a demeanor when he was young. Young is good. Yi Junlin looked in all directions, his body was crystal clear, and secretly sighed. When I was 3 years old, even though I was brave, I was able to slaughter the list, and even killed indiscriminately on the list of the eternal body, made it to the top 3, and no one has surpassed it so far. But his heart also began to feel guilty. Maybe he will be taught a lesson by his son today. Based on the strength Yi Tian showed, Yi Junlin decided that he would definitely be able to enter the top 10 or even the top 5. Hey, Tian is so ferocious, it's almost at the level of a taboo genius. I'm really curious. If I were to match up with you, who would be better? That Yuli opened her red lips lightly, and said lightly, but there was a hint of ridicule. Yi Junlin was suddenly embarrassed. The words he didn't want to hear the last came out of his wife's mouth. Wait and see. Anyway, it's the imprint, but when the time comes to hurt my son, Lioli, you can't beat me up. Yi Junlin laughed. In fact, this current god emperor was extremely indifferent, and he would only show his true feelings in front of his family. Looking at the battle space, Yi Tian is strong and domineering, and has already dealt with 5 peerless geniuses. The Qinglian prince was not spared either, and was blown away by a few punches. Qinglian patriarch, who watched the battle through the endless void, had his mouth crooked. Humph. It's really abominable, the peerless arrogance of my Qinglian clan, just got blown up like this? The Qinglian prince is the peerless arrogance cultivated by their Qinglian clan, and now he is sealed in the source of the gods, waiting for the great world to come, striving for hegemony, and achieving the highest achievement, but he was blown away by a 3-year-old child with 3 punches and 2 kicks, making them face the Qinglian clan. If it is an ordinary child, he must pay the price in blood. It's a pity, he is the son of the god emperor. It seems that this suffering can only be swallowed by smashing his teeth, but he also had an extremely strong interest in this mortal child in his heart. At only 3 years old, he can do this to such an extent that Tu Bang is like drinking water and eating. I just don't know how far the final ranking can reach. If they can be ranked in the top 10 or even the top 5, then the Qinglian prince of their clan will not be wronged if he loses. The eyes are bright, the supernatural powers are blessed. And the eyes of the sky are strong, so I pay more attention to this. Inside Wan Guye's house, Long Xiaotian's ominous premonition became more and more intense in the viewing seats where Zulong Nest was located, especially after witnessing Yi Tian's monstrous combat power. He couldn't help but feel weak inside. Is this really mortal? No, it's impossible. Even if he is born with supernatural power, how can he look down upon my dragon body? The one who wins in the end must be my physical imprint. Long Xiaotian still had that haughty attitude, but the elder Zelanko beside him could tell that he lacked confidence. After all, facing a humanoid monster like Yi Tian, it would be a lie to say that he is not afraid. Prince Qinglian, Little Fire King, and several other Tianjiao were all defeated and beaten to death. In the battle space, only his physical imprint, Long Bichi's physical imprint, remained. Wait, Long Xiaotian realized something was wrong. Just now, Yi Tian had the opportunity to kill Long Bichi's physical imprint. Why did he keep it until now? Humiliation. This is naked humiliation. Long Outyan was furious, and left the 2 prides of the ancient dragon clan to be wiped out together at the end. He didn't take them seriously at all. They even are provoking the ancient dragon clan, but they have nothing to do. Didn't you see that the elders around you were indifferent to this? He couldn't do much for a 7-year-old. I can only praise silently. His physical imprint can defeat Yi Tian. Chapter 77 Unparalleled, Give Privileges. You are listening at novelfull.audio. In the battle space, infinite stars are shining, the stars are mottled, the light is overflowing, and the power of the avenue is intertwined. Only the physical imprints of Long Bichi and Long Xiaotian are left, which are still barely supporting, but if you look closely, you will find that the physical imprints of the 2 are already dilapidated. It seems that it can no longer withstand the blow, and it will shatter in an instant. Yi Tian's physical strength is too terrifying. After using the immortal bone, he can even shatter the stars with 1 punch. shake the space, and make the sky collapse. What's more, the current Yi Tian has not used the phoenix wrist guard yet. Yi Tian's small body stands between the heavens and the earth and the stars. His eyes are as bright as the stars, extremely bright and full of starlight. The small fleshy body is extremely crystal clear, as if made of beautiful jade. With just 3 punches and 2 kicks, Prince Qinglian, Little Fire King and other peerless geniuses were dealt with. If he wanted to, he could shatter the physical marks of Long Bichi and Long Xiaotian in an instant. The purpose of keeping these 2 primordial dragons until the end is to familiarize themselves with the physical enemies of the primordial dragons and humiliate them. By the way, the physical body of the ancient dragon family is extremely strong. Oh, in front of the human race, you are nothing. Oh, it's useless to keep it. Let's send you on your way. Yi Tian said indifferently, waving his chubby little hands. A divine ring emerged from behind, like a world-destroying god, about to cast down divine punishment. The space behind him flowed like an ocean, exuding the terrifying aura of ancient prehistoric times. However, the imprints of Long Bichi and Long Outyan's physical bodies are all formed by the aura of the great Tao. All they know is to defeat the person in front of them. Long Bichi's armor shone brightly, and his jade hand caressed out, causing ripples. Those slender jade legs are extremely eye-catching, coupled with that heroic aura. If it is placed in the outside world, I don't know how many Tianjiao will fall in love with it. It's a pity, Yi Tian won't show mercy just because he is a woman. Get in his way, chop. Yi Tian punched out and confronted him, accompanied by a bang. The void stirred up waves, and the space runes shattered layer by layer, shaking the sky. The power remained undiminished, piercing through Long Bichi's physical imprint. Buzzing. The imprint of Long Bichi's physical body was shattered, turned into Tao spiritual qi again, and returned to the list of eternal physical bodies. Yi Tian stepped forward with his calf. He knew that Long Xiaotian himself was watching his battle from the outside world, just in time to take this opportunity to bang and bang. What about the innate keel? What about the blood of the Dragon King? In the same realm, Yi Tian is invincible. Long Xiaotian's imprint on the physical body threw out several punches one after another, trying to shatter the physical body of the person in front of him. It's a pity, too weak. Even with Long Xiaotian's imprint on his physical body, with a single wave of his arm, it would be 15 Jin. But this bit of physical strength is not enough to tickle Yi Tian today. De Shang is a chaotic body. The body is immortal, and it will last forever. It can be said that with physical strength alone, no one can threaten Yi Tian. Is that all it takes? That while Long Xiaotian's mark was attacking, Yi Tian didn't respond, and even yawned, feeling sleepy. That's right. After all, before that, he had nothing to do except eating, drinking, and having fun. There was an accident today, and after the awakening of the physical body, he had to slaughter a list of the eternal physical body. Yi Tian stretched out his right hand and patted lightly, but it is wrapped in a mighty force, like a star falling down. No one can be enemy, no one can stop it. Boom! That with a seemingly casual blow, Long Xiaotian's imprint on his body was directly shattered. A second ago, he was still launching a fierce offensive, trying to tear the person in front of him to pieces. In the next second, it became a cloud of smoke between the vast world. This scene clearly fell into the eyes of everyone outside. At the same time, everyone's eyes turned to Long Xiaotian. The imprint of the physical body being shattered, doesn't it mean that at the same level, the only way to compete with the physical body is to be crushed? What's more, Yi Tian just hit him casually. Humph! Long Xiaotian snorted coldly, and smashed the water glasses on the jade table in front of him. He felt a great humiliation. It would be fine if Yi Tian fought hard with him and then defeated him. Isn't it a naked humiliation to break your own physical mark with a single blow? But in one Guye's family, it's not easy to get angry, only to sulk, and the son of Yuheng, the son of Yaoguang and others who had spoken disrespectfully to Yi Tian before and were very disdainful, how could he dare to say one more word at this moment? He wisely chose to shut up. In the same realm, fight against Yi Tian. Mortal bodies can still blow them up with 3 punches and 2 kicks. No, with Yi Tian's current strength, 1 punch is enough. Oh my God, when did my little brother become so monstrous? Yi Linglong covered her mouth lightly, and said with a surprised look. He had confidence in Yi Tian, but he didn't expect this kid to be able to kill the list. And it is a palm that crushes hundreds of top talents. One person confronted the 7 peerless geniuses, blowing them all up with 3 punches and 2 kicks, to such a degree, neither Yi Dani nor Yi Jianshan could do it. But Yi Dan and Yi Jianshan were equally shocked, but never forget your original intention, never forget your mission, abduct the young master and learn from him. In the battle space, Yi Tian had already dozed off, missing his big soft bed. Hey, is this the only strength of the Tianjiao in the eternal body list? I can't take a single blow, so hurry up and get something more difficult. After finishing work, go back to sleep. The eternal flesh list was silent for a long time. Obviously, he didn't expect that he would target Yi Tian in this way, and he would be broken by this kid with hard power, and, this kid was too daring to play, defeating the 7 peerless geniuses at once. I am wronged by this list. Throughout the ages, this is the first time I have encountered such a freak. After a while, the voice of the avenue sounded again. Yi Tian of the Wangi family, defeated the 7 peerless geniuses alone. The strength of his physical body is unparalleled in ancient times, and he can directly surpass the ranking of the list and challenge the top of the list of the eternal physical body. You can also choose any ranking to challenge. That the voice fell, and the audience fell into absolute silence. After a while, another heated discussion erupted from a sea of people. What? You can directly challenge for the top spot. Is this an exception for Yi Tian? From ancient times to the present, there has never been an example of directly challenging the top spot. However, for countless ages, the ranking of the top 10 has basically remained the same. I don't know what choice the son of the God Emperor will make. That everyone was shocked. What they witnessed today was really incredible, beyond their comprehension. Yi Tian is just a mortal body, creating miracles time and time again. Now, the eternal body ranking is an exception. You can choose the ranking to challenge, or you can directly challenge the top of the list. Throughout the ages, how many Tianjiao can achieve this level? Only Yi Tian is the only one. Even Yi Junlin condensed his eyes slightly, looking forward to Yi Tian's choice. I want to challenge for the top spot. Chapter 78 The Number 1 Mark, Eternal Emperor. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Yi Tian's voice fell, shocking everyone. The Yi family disciples and many Yi family elders were dumbfounded, unable to believe what they heard. The immortal forces who came to wait and see also stared wide-eyed. There was an older elder who almost plucked off his beard. Son of the God Emperor, is this crazy? Crazy, crazy, this is a proper crazy. You're only 3 years old, yet you're so crazy. Don't he know what kind of status, what kind of talent, and how invincible the leader of the eternal body list is? Even through the infinite void, watching Yi Tian's ancestor of the immortal power, as well as many powerful people, felt that he was dreaming, as if he had heard something wrong. The God Emperor of the world, one of the strongest people in the past and present, Yi Junlin, who overwhelms the heavens and shakes the world, is only ranked 3rd in the eternal body list. Does this kid think he can surpass his father? At the same time, Yi Junlin secretly breathed a sigh of relief. His son was indeed immortal, but he repeatedly acted against the sky and broke common sense. Even he couldn't guess it, especially just now, when he was on the list of eternal physical bodies. When he was slaughtering the list, the infinite power he exuded was like the supreme chaotic god, cutting through the infinite road, and there was a force ahead that even he couldn't fathom. Feeling guilty, if it was his own son, he would have challenged himself who was ranked 3rd. If the two fight against each other, if they win, then my God, the previous efforts will be in vain, but if he loses, where will his face as a God Emperor go? But, this little bastard actually went to challenge the eternal leader. Even myself, compared to the leader of the ages, is too far behind to be able to match. Husband, my God, he. Yulioli, her phoenix eyes are like crystal, her concern is beyond words. She cares about Yi Tian very much. He didn't expect his son to be so foolish. If you challenge the 10th, 9th, etc., there is no need to say more, but it is too unwise for him to choose to challenge the head of the ages. Even his father can't do it. Don't worry, the mysterious power in Tian Heir's body is more and more revealed. Children and grandchildren have their own blessings, we just wait and see quietly. Yi Junlin patted Yulioli's jade shoulders lightly, and comforted her, very gentle, like a couple of gods and gods, arousing envy. Everyone present, invisibly ate a handful of dog food? Seeing your son killing all directions and slaughtering the eternal body list, I can only envy you. In the end, the two of you, husband and wife, still want to spread dog food, and let me wait for the single nobles. What face do I have to stand here? Some children and elders who have been single so far have no face to watch, full of lemon flavor, and Yi Tian, who was in the battle space, took a few steps back with his small body. He could feel that the eternal body list seemed to be brewing a peerless monster. This momentum alone is enough to sweep the world and make many Tianjiao tremble with fear. I feel a little apprehensive in my heart. Isn't the choice just now a little too reckless? System, don't worry, the host. With this system, you are responsible for the wave and it's over. The voice of the system came from Yi Tian's mind, as if to cheer him up and give him a dose of tranquilizer. Tongzi, I know you are in a hurry, but don't worry. There will be a chance for you to perform. Yi Tian said jokingly in his heart. Listening to music, arranging flowers, and occasionally teasing the system seems to be good, but at this moment, the light curtain in front of him manifested, and the immemorial aura permeated, as if there had been countless ages. The horror was boundless. Yi Tianhan's hair was about to stand on end. He felt that he was being targeted by a great terror. The mysterious veil belonging to the top 10 was unveiled at this moment. 10th, primordial human race, Zhang Ziliang, 50 caddies of divine power. 9th, primordial human race, Emperor Qianwu, 55 caddies of divine power. 8th, primordial demon clan, heavenly demon emperor, 65 caddies of divine power. 7th, holy god family, nine-eyed holy god, 75 caddies of divine power. 3rd, human race, Yi Junlin, 150 million caddies of divine power. Yeah. Ha ha ha. The third person throughout the ages has to be the god emperor of our Xuanhuan family. The god emperor is mighty. The god emperor is the most powerful in the past and present. That there were Yi family disciples shouting, extremely excited, with excited expressions, as if they saw their idols. They also know that the god emperor is on the absolute list of the eternal body list, and is at the top, but I didn't expect. It turned out to be the third person throughout the ages. In the ages and ages, 10,000 Daos have become empty. Only the god emperor, reigning in the world, has gone through infinity and is immortal. This is Yi Junlin. And Yi Junlin, who was on the high platform of Yejia Square, smiled slightly, with his hands on his back, and the corners of his mouth slightly slanted. What is the third person throughout the ages? That's all a false name, a false name. Yu Lioli rolled her eyes beside her. In the battle space, Yi Tian embraced with great interest. My father is not bad. In this way, it is also the third person in the past and present. It suddenly occurred to him that if he had chosen just now, he would fight against the third place. At this moment, isn't he going to fight with the physical imprint of the old man? Immediately, I felt a bad taste, and I didn't dare to think about it any more. Continue to look up. Rank 2, human race, Yi Xuanhuan, 180 million caddies of divine power. Yi Tian noticed at a glance that this person's surname is Yi. Could it be, is he also a member of the Xuanhuan family? Yi Tian is still scratching his head here, and the outside world is about to explode. Yi Xuanhuan, this person has long been taboo. Rumor, this is an ancient ancestor of the Xuanhuan family. But since the end of the ancient era, it has disappeared. There are many rumors, but there is no result. In the infinite void, some living fossils lifted the coffin boards, and they were shocked to see the names that had long been taboo. Yi Tian continued to look. Is he finally going to know the legendary head of the eternal body? Throughout the ages, those who entered the top 10 are extremely rare, almost none, not to mention knowing the top 3 rankings. Now that I can witness it with my own eyes, the trip to the head of the ages is not in vain. Top of the list, human race, eternal emperor, 200 million caddies of divine power. The mysterious veil at the top of the list was finally unveiled and revealed to the world. In the past, no one could touch this level. Today, Yi Tian will officially meet with the legendary leader of the ages. And after the announcement of the list was completed, a powerful force erupted, and the radiant divine splendor illuminated the world, and one could vaguely hear the whispering of the supreme god. the roar of dragons and tigers, the shaking of the sky and the earth, and the sound of world sacrifices. Between the heaven and the earth, there are infinite gods and demons, stepping out of the void, tens of thousands of feet tall, bowing down, as if worshipping a god. The imprint of the physical body is manifested, the eyes are clear, the body is dressed in white, and the infinite universe seems to be transformed into the runes around him, and the world is born and the world is destroyed with a snap of the fingers. Since the ages, finally, is there a descendant who can awaken the local imprint? However, the emperor sensed a familiar aura, which seems to be the power of blood. Could it be? Chapter 79 Top 3 on the list, Yi Family Baoyuan. You are listening at novelfull.audio. A majestic figure is reflected between the heaven and the earth. Although it is only a physical imprint, it contains unparalleled coercion. The world surrounds it, and the runes circulate like a god of sacrifice. Between the opening and closing of the eyes, one after another the stars crumbled, and it was unbearable. Even the years have not left any traces on his body. He is immortal, unharmed, truly supreme, just being in the fighting space, but invisible, made everyone tremble, even those in the outside world. The many immortal forces and the children of the Yi family, etc., are trembling with fear at this moment. Their legs and feet are weak, and they can hardly stand up. Is this the legendary head of the ages? Invincible in body, unrivaled in the past and present, suppressing the world, the eternal emperor in mythology. I thought it was just a rumor, but I didn't expect it to actually exist. But even the documents of the ancient times have not clearly recorded it. Then when does his existence go back? Could it be before the ancient times? At this moment, not to mention the elders and children of the immortal forces, even Yi Junlin felt an inexplicable coercion, and the power of the Great Way emerged, too terrifying, beyond everything, known and unknowable. Even the years where I lived have become empty, but as the current god-emperor, he seems to have a connection with this mysterious eternal emperor. As for those Tianjiao children, such as the son of the North Pole, the son of Yuheng, the son of Yaoguang, and others, how dare they have the slightest dissatisfaction? When Yi Tian was just a mortal, they looked down on, disdain, and despise. When Yi Tian was born with supernatural powers and summoned the eternal body list, they thought it was because of him that he had a good father. When Yi Tian dominated the world on the eternal body list, suppressed hundreds of Tianjiao, and cut off the physical marks of 7 peerless Tianjiao with 3 punches and 2 feet, they felt ashamed. Now, Yi Tian has already touched the head of the ages in the myth. It is hard for them to catch up, and they no longer even have the thought of chasing. As for Long Xiaotian, he was also much quieter, not daring to make mistakes, but looking at Yi Tian in the battle space, his eyes were sinister and extremely hostile. I thought in my heart, oh, challenge the leader of the ages? In the end, it's just nothing. Long Xiaotian was thinking at this moment, how Yi Tian lost. However, the Emperor Wangu looked at Yi Tian, and something seemed wrong. Young man, who is he? Which family's inheritance is it? The great Emperor Wangu opened his mouth, the Sanskrit sound flashed, surrounded by divine rings, like thunder, shaking the world. Yi Tian squeezed his chubby little hands, and made a boxing ceremony. Looking very cute, the childish voice said, in Xia Yetian, the young master of the Yi family in the past, the blood of the Yi family flows in his body, and he was taught by the inheritance of the Yi family. Hearing these words, a strange color flashed in the eyes of Emperor Wangu, and he put away the ever-rising vision of heaven and earth, like a young man in white. I didn't expect. I thought that the ages would become empty. I proved the world, and I sacrificed everything. After all, I thought I was invincible through the ages, but I didn't expect. The person who awakened the imprint of the emperor's physical body was also a descendant of my Yi family. The luck of the Yi family will last forever. The voice of the eternal emperor echoed between the heaven and the earth, resounding through the sky. Even the outside world can be clearly seen, penetrating the essence of time and space. Everyone didn't think much about it. The previous imprints didn't have consciousness, but now it is just a touch of the imprint, which entrusts the consciousness of the main body. No one knows how terrifying the eternal emperor is. Myriad Taoists become empty. Eternal immortality may be just an exaggerated narrative for others, but the eternal emperor is already indescribable. but the immortal forces who came to watch the ceremony were all dumbfounded when they heard this. The disciples of the Yi family were also puzzled. What did Emperor Wangu say just now, his Yi family? Yi Junlin narrowed his eyes slightly, already guessing a certain possibility, and the living fossils of other immortal forces who pierced through the endless void and watched this scene are also extremely afraid of this, hoping that what they think in their hearts will not come true, and under the watchful eyes of everyone, Emperor Wangu said with a light smile all his life, as if he knew the environment he was in. This emperor is also a member of the Wangu Yi family. However, the era we live in is too long ago, so long that it cannot be traced back. The head of the ages is nothing more than a name. Those who can't even peek into the Tao are the eternal taboos that surpass everything. Looking back through the ages, I have been alone with Shinto, and I am sorry to see the descendants of my Yi family today. What the great emperor said was too mysterious. Of the people outside, only Yi Junlin was lost in thought, and the others were in a cloud of fog and didn't know what to say. Could it be just a corner? Yi Junlin said lightly, but the voice was so small that no one heard it, not even Yuli noticed it. Come on, I'm a descendant of the Yi family. Today, a hearty battle. Let this emperor see if there are any successors to my Yi family. The eternal emperor opened his mouth, and when he raised his hand, the situation changed drastically. The thunder was raging, and the horror was overwhelming, but it is filled with an extreme domineering force, as if it can destroy everything. Yi Tian knows, this eternal emperor is completely different from the opponent he met before, even. If they can't be compared together, that would be an insult to the title of the eternal leader. Senior, offended. Yi Tian clasped his fists in both hands, knowing that the great emperor in front of him was an ancestor of his Yi family, so he naturally had to be more polite to him. However, this scene, in the eyes of outsiders, is extremely shocking. My God, why is the Yi family's luck so prosperous? Even Emperor Eternal is a member of the Yi family. How deep is the background of the Yi family? This is not the most irritating thing. The key is, the top 3 of the majestic eternal body list are all members of the Yi family, and almost all of them are taboos. That the strong with immortal power are lamenting and sighing, thinking that God is too unfair. Their power is still working hard to develop and grow, but the Wangu Yi family has never declined. From ancient times to the present, it has always been so prosperous. Just like a great mountain, you can only look up to it, you can't climb it to catch up. Fuck. The legendary capital of the ages is the people of the Yi family. How can you play this? Humph, even the top 3 on the list of the eternal flesh body are all rounded up by the Wangu Yi family. What are we fighting for? What are we fighting for? We can't fight for the background, we can't fight for the high-end combat power, and the key people are stronger than one generation. Some super great religions, immortal orthodoxy, and living fossil-level figures from the Holy Land family couldn't sit still anymore, and couldn't help but spit out their foul language. I thought I was in the 3rd heaven, but I didn't expect the Wangu Yi family to be in the 9th heaven, looking down on the world. But they are also more and more curious. This mortal young master, and the eternal emperor, who is stronger and weaker, can witness a miracle. Chapter 80. Let you do 3 tricks, ask for trouble. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Since you are the youngest of my Yi family, this emperor should give you 3 tricks. Go ahead. The eternal emperor had his hands on his back, his eyes were staring, and the lightning flashed like a god who destroyed the world. Arrogance to the extreme, and invincibility to the extreme. However, no one dared to question it. As the head of the ages, he has this qualification, although now, what is in the battle space is just a physical imprint of the realm of chi and blood. But no one dares to underestimate him. Even if he is much higher than him, he may not be able to win. As for the realm of the real body, no one knows, and no one can find it. Maybe the God Emperor. After all, the God Emperor is the end of the known path of practice, the end of the path of evolution. Thank you, Senior. Yi Tian was unequivocal. He knew that facing an opponent of this level, if he didn't deal seriously, he might also face the fate of being broken and withdrawn from the eternal body list. He has gone through thousands of difficulties and dangers to get the qualification to challenge the leader of the ages system. Ah yes, there are many difficulties and dangers, just 3 punches and 2 kicks to destroy a few fish marks. Tian made a move. Although he was only a 3-year-old boy with a short stature, he seemed to be accompanied by the power of the great Tao when he moved his hands and feet. The chubby little hand swung forward with the power to destroy the stars. The great Emperor Xuanhuan smiled slightly, and stood there without any movement. Let this punch hit his physical mark. Boom! The sound like thunder echoed between the heaven and the earth. It was too terrifying and frightening, but everyone outside stared at it, but their eyes widened, and they froze in place. Such a powerful blow was unstoppable among his peers, even if it was a level or 2 higher. In terms of physical body alone, no one is his opponent, and they could see that Tian was serious. Just now, when facing the 7 peerless geniuses, they all acted like fools, but what about Emperor Eternal? Still standing proudly in place, without moving his eyelids, without the slightest sign of retreating. Is that all it takes? If that's the only way, wouldn't the descendants of the Yi family be disappointing? Emperor Xuanhuan sighed, as if dissatisfied. Tian's eyes flashed, and he kicked with one leg. In the void, the power of qi and blood was overwhelming, and it vaguely turned into an ancient beast, and he punched out again. True dragon fist. That with a punch, on the edge of the fist, the infinite spiritual energy gathered and turned into a dragon head, and let out a roar that shook the sky. The void will be cracked, and the runes will flow, which is bound to suppress the enemy in front of us. Interesting. Emperor Xuanhuan smiled lightly, but still didn't pay much attention to it. In his time, this was just a small achievement. Still standing where he was, the Eternal Emperor did what he said, stood where he was, and let him make 3 moves. This is the second trick. The smoke is everywhere, the space is shaking, and there are ripples, like the tidal sea. However, the Emperor Eternal was not injured at all. Even the white clothes are spotless. Finally, a person who awakened his physical imprint came. Moreover, he is a young man of the Yi family, so he thought it would be a fight between dragons and tigers, and he would be able to fight smoothly. But at this level, even his wild fighting nature cannot be stimulated. Just feel bored. Eternal Emperor clasped his hands together. He had already conceded 2 moves, and this was the last move. If it still doesn't make him interested, even if he is a descendant of the Yi family, he is merciless. In the list of eternal physical bodies, he is just a keeper, and the rest of his identities are ignored. System, Xiaogo, can you do it? If you can't, let me do it. Shut up, this is just the beginning. Tian also took it seriously. His jewel-like eyes were extremely deep, shining like stars, pointing to the sky with one hand. The crimson light enveloped it, shining like a big sun. The fairy bone on the chest is intertwined with runes, exuding fairy light, and the warm light flows in the blood and flesh, continuously providing divine power, coupled with the 15 times increase in physical body. Tian at this moment is like a beast overlord. He has completely surpassed the limit of human power. 6 paths of samsara fist. At the same time, 6 black hole vortexes appeared beside the 3-year-old child, and the power of reincarnation diffused out, as if sent to the next life. At this moment, Tian came down to the mortal world like the god of war. Regardless of his age and his small stature, he is undoubtedly the epitome of a supreme god, beyond the comprehension of ordinary people. As for those Tianjiao children, they were trembling at the moment, knowing their own position. Tao Heart is a little unstable, and I feel inferior. With a mortal body, he can even rival the leader of the ages. With such a powerful power, even if he can't defeat the Eternal Emperor, he can still leave his name in history. After all, he is the only person who can break into the Eternal Body list and challenge for the top spot in these endless years. As everyone knows, where is Tian's mortal body? He's just a hooker, he's full of hooks. All values are directly filled, ceiling level. In the battle space, a 3-year-old child is like a sun, shining on all worlds, and the energy it emits distorts even the surrounding space. The power of qi and blood was overwhelming, covering up the brilliance of the stars, and turning the world into blood. Senior, take it. Since time traveling, Tian has never taken it so seriously. All the time he thinks about lying flat and dying. But this time, he had to be serious. Otherwise, you would think that the Xuanhuan family has no successors, and you will insult your reputation as the son of a god emperor. The 6 paths of reincarnation fist surged out, sweeping across the universe and starry sky. The power of this punch made even Emperor Eternal frown slightly, sensing the threat, but he, the great emperor of all ages, kept his word. This move, he stood where he was, and accepted it. Fiery energy swept across the battle space, and the galaxy seemed to be burning, and the space burst out against the current. Looking at it from a distance, it makes people feel chills in the bottom of their hearts. The light shines and burns the heavens. Fortunately, this is in the battle space, which belongs to the virtual space constructed by the Eternal Body List, and will not affect the outside world. Otherwise, just that blow just now, it is unknown how much damage it will cause, and this scene also made everyone dumbfounded. Even Yi Jianchen and Yi Dan's 2 major seed-level Tianjiao looked at each other, and it was difficult to suppress the shock, which was too terrifying. This little guy. Yi Dan didn't know what to say. He thought alchemy was awesome, but swordsmanship was awesome. Its real combat power is also terrifying to this extent. He secretly rejoiced in his heart. Luckily he was his cousin and would not be his enemy, otherwise. I'm afraid I will suffer a lot. In my heart, I mourn for those Tianjiao children for 3 seconds. It is the greatest misfortune to be in the same era as my little brother. However, the battle is not over. Everyone looked into the combat space. The smoke cleared and the space was clear. A figure emerged from the reflection, and it was the Emperor Eternal who had been hit by that blow. It's just that the Emperor Eternal at this time is not as calm as before, and his clothes are also messed up a lot. Ha ha ha, good boy. Congratulations, you have successfully ignited the fighting passion of this emperor.